Hi guys, this is me, Rusty 78609 in Central Texas. How y'all doing today? I'll get in the picture here in just a minute. Anyway, it's beer 30 here in Central Texas. It's about, I don't know, 5 o'clock approximately. And I wanted to respond to a comment that, I've noticed in my videos, one of my idiosyncrasies, or one of many, is I do my ear, or sometimes I do my nose. And, you know, until you do some videos, you never notice those things. You don't ever notice them. He picks his nose, or I do this. It's just the way I am, and so bear with me. Anyway, uh, I have full-time RV'd for 22 plus years, and for the past about 3.5 years, I've gone camping in my Toyota Prius, and I really love it. And anyway, uh, I got a comment on an email comment. You can email me a comment at rusty78609, all lowercase, rusty78609 at yahoo.com. But start your comment with the word comment, so that the first thing I see comment, because what will happen is it'll end up in my spam folder. And the only way for me to find it without having to open everything, and then I don't, is look for the word comment. So just lead in with comment and then whatever you want to say. Anyway, I got a comment from a couple that is 67 years old. They live up north, I want to say Minnesota somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. And they're fixing to start RVing, or maybe they are right now. And they watch my video about the importance of having a home base. Excuse me one second. That's Corona Light, good Mexican beer. Anyway, they asked me if I could recommend any places in Texas, or actually in my area, that would make a good home base. Obviously, the place I am right now would make a good home base, but the restrictions have changed considerably since I bought my place about, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years ago. And now, if you can't even have an RV out here. So anyway, that's enough said about that. But the areas that I would recommend, I don't like the Texas Gulf Coast. I don't like East Texas uh, because it's the piney woods and the forest, and along the coast, the humidity is just total hell in most year round. And so forget that. Central Texas, where I live, which is about 80 miles northwest of Austin, Texas, about 120 miles due north of San Antonio. It's called the Hill Country, and it's also called the Highland Lakes area. That's the area I live in, because there's a lot of lakes here. They're all formed by, in my area, formed by the Colorado River, which forms, first of all, Lake Buchanan, the largest lake, 22,000 acres. And then you've got Inks Lake, which is not a big lake, but they've got a state park on that one, Inks Lake State Park. And then below that, you've got the Colorado arm of Lake LBJ, which is formed by the Colorado River and the Llano River. They join in a little town called Kingsland, Texas. And I live 8 miles from Kingsland, Texas, almost due north of Kingsland, I guess. Yeah, if you look at a Texas map, be pretty close to that. And this whole area would be okay. Kingsland, Texas is okay. Buchanan Dam, Texas is okay. Burnett, Llano, Texas, all those areas are okay, and you can check them out. The price of land, that's, who knows? Could be anything. Depends on the size, depends on the location. And real estate, everything is location, location, location. And I was in the real estate business for a while in this area, not long, but a while. And so it varies dramatically, like anywhere else. The other area of Texas that I really like is the Alpine, Marfa, Fort Davis area of Texas. And that's in the Davis Mountains. The elevation of Alpine, Texas is 5,400 or a little over 5,000 feet. And you got a wonderful year-round climate there. The winters don't get that cold. The summers don't get that warm. You could live there year-round comfortably. So if I had my preference right now, I would probably pick a home base in Alpine, Texas. And believe me, I look at that all the time. The only problem with it for me is I've got a son. My oldest son lives about 70 miles from where I live. And even though we don't see each other often, he's in his 40s. Actually, we see each other rarely, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. It's just something psychological, the parent thing, I guess. And then my youngest son lives in Arlington, Texas, and I haven't seen him in 10 years. I talk to him on the phone occasionally, but that's it. And so I guess those things kind of anchor me for some reason. But I do love Alpine, Texas. Marfa, Texas is cool. Fort Davis is a nice place, and they're all within 22 miles of each other. They make a nice little triangle, and so that would be a great area for a home base. Any of that area out there. You could also look at near Alpine, Texas. You can go out into the Big Bend area, which is in far west Texas, very remote. But you can get into some really inexpensive land. You can buy land on the Terlingua Ranch, which is really close to the Big Bend National Park. You can buy land there for around $200 to $250 an acre, and but it's unimproved land. You're going to have to either haul water or I don't think you want to drill a water well out there. But if you're just going to be out there for a month or two, yeah, that'd be a great place to kind of call home base because you could go shopping in Alpine. It's a small town, 5,000 population, approximately. And same way, Fort Davis is about 2,000 or less. Marfa might be 3,000. So those 3 little towns are all you've got right there, unless you go about 80 miles away to a town called Fort Stockton. They have a Walmart. It's a small one, and they've got a little grocery store there. Your nearest real shopping from Alpine is the Midland, Odessa, Texas area, and that's a good 2-3 hour drive minimum to there, and that's just the way it is in West Texas. It's just a vast open area, and but really Alpine, Texas is really a nice little community. And I would like to live there now, and the reason is the summers there are tolerable. It gets into the low 90s. The humidity is always low because it's like a high desert, and it's really scenic. And you've got Amtrak train that comes through there. If you wanted to go take a train ride on Amtrak and go across the U.S., you could do it because it stops right there in Alpine, Texas, and but anyway, again, all of this is just in response to home base, a couple of my videos I've done. And home base, I believe, is, again, the older you get, the more important it's going to be because you're going to want to be near, healthcare facilities of some kind probably. Alpine actually does have some good healthcare facilities, excellent healthcare. This area where I live, of course, we're not too far from the metro area, so you're covered on that score. But anyway, that's excuse me a second. This I have to tell you that beer 30 is my favorite time of day. Particularly when the sun's shining. Right now it's about 72 degrees, and I feel pretty good. I've dropped a lot of weight. And about 3 years ago, I weighed 188 pounds, which for me wasn't that bad. My blood pressure was okay and everything. But I decided I was going to get down to, I call it my fighting weight. I targeted 170. Well, 2 weeks ago I hit it. took me about 3 years to get there, but I did it. And the way I did it was I pretty much cut out eating out. And of course, I exercise all the time. I walk every day for at least an hour. And but you know, you just got to lose weight. You just got to eat less. That's it. You just got to eat less. I know we've developed some bad habits in our country over the years, but anyway, that doesn't have a thing to do with home base. But anyway, this is Rusty. That's my nickname. And my channel on YouTube is Rusty78609, all lowercase, no spaces. And, you know, subscribe if you want to. I've started a new thing. In the mornings, I call it Rusty's Reviews of the News. It's corny as shit, but it, you know, I enjoy doing it, and it'll give you a different view of the news. I tell you, I worked 10 years at a newspaper from 1980. Scratch that. From 1975 to 1985, I worked for a little newspaper, and so I kind of understand how the media works and the sound bites and the tricks and the things. Not really tricks, but you know, they can get you to watch and read things that you probably are not even interested in. Enough said. Enjoy your day. I got a fly trying to get in my ear. But enjoy your day. Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Bye-bye. And if you watch my video on the Colorado River, you'll see why I say that bye-bye crap. Where's the off button? You know, always have, you know, the older you get, it's the simple things that are difficult. Bye-bye.